Hey friends, happy Wednesday, happy hump day. We have made it to halfway into the work week. We are almost to the weekend. I need to I feel like I'm sitting a little low. There we go. That might help. Okie doke. Welcome to my live, and if you happen to be watching later, welcome to the replay. My name is Robin, and I'm with Robin's Egg Blue Creations, and I'm also an independent designer with Chalk Couture. So once you hop on tonight's live or you hop on the replay at a later date, please feel free to say hi in the comments and tell me where you are watching from. Also want to let you know that I'm live in 2 locations this evening, so if you hear me refer to a comment that is not in your feed, that person may be viewing and commenting from a different platform. And if at any time during this project you like what you see and you would like to help out my channel, please feel free to spread the craft love all over Facebook. Give me those thumbs up, give me those hearts. That helps me get seen by new people when you share it. Also, it helps you because it tells the algorithm that you like this kind of content. Therefore, it will start showing you more content like this. So also tag your crafty friends, invite them to watch along with you. I greatly appreciate it, and it helps you. So with that, I see that Jason is watching from the other side of the door. And as other people start hopping on, I will say hi back, but let's go ahead and flip the camera. So I'm kind of winging a whole new technique this evening. It's something I've been wanting to try for a few weeks. I'm not going to show you every step just because I'm going to try to keep this one kind of quick, but I do have the original tutorial that I watched linked in the description box. It is a tutorial from Our Upcycled Life. She has a lot of great DIYs and product hacks, like she makes her own texture paste, she makes her own gilding wax. She has a lot of great DIY ideas, so I'm going to craft lift this one, and it is using matte Mod Podge to transfer laser jet printed images onto wooden surfaces. So I have found a few. This one I had in my Google Photos. I'm not quite for sure where it came from. And you will be reading the text backwards because when you do this, you're going to be applying it this way. So you want to make sure that any print text in your images, you want to make sure that those are mirrored or flipped so that they are backwards, so that when you transfer them onto the wood, they will be the correct direction. So I found a few, mostly Christmas. So these are a couple of different Merry Christmas fonts. This one says Merry Christmas with the patterned trees. I already had this one in my Google Photos. I'm not quite for sure where it came from. Then I have another little cow. And then I have another Santa. So my thought with like the Santa, I already had him cut out. I did not get this pre-painted, so I won't be doing this one tonight, but I think I'm going to put him on here and then do like either a stripe or a buffalo plaid or the modern plaid and color block it. And then it'll just be this cute little Santa image. This is also a great project for the chalk spot surfaces. So like I thought about putting, like you could make this a landscape tag and you could put that image on there. You could also put the Santa on here. It'd be great. You could also, I need to move this up. There we go. I think I'm going to put this guy on there, but I'm not totally for sure, but I'm getting a little sidetracked. So look at the chalk spot surfaces. They are a great surface for this type of project. I also have some of the retired simple shapes in my stash, so that's what we're going to do tonight. I'm going to put all this away. And so I already have a couple that are pre-prepared. So this was actually a chalk shape that I just painted with chalk paint in with Waverly plaster. Hello, Miss Bonita. Most of them I got from Canva. However, I have to do a caveat. I printed them before I learned that I actually am using them illegally from Canva, so don't do what I do. You can't just take one image from Canva and call it good. You have to like manipulate it and make a whole new design out of it. So these two I had in my Google Photos. I somehow got them free somewhere, so I don't know where they came from. These I have illegally gotten from Canva. What I might try to do is do another pre-recorded tutorial. Like you can go on the Silhouette. The Silhouette makes cutting machines, and they have a design software, and I bet you could pay for some of their print and cut images and use it that way. So I'm going to do some research on that. And then maybe do a pre-recorded tutorial on. But you could get them on. You could get things from Creative Fabrica. There's all sorts of printables on Etsy. I'll try to figure out where I got these two from. They were just in my Google Photos. So, sorry, Jason says he's looking forward to this. Well, I'm probably going to sound like a babbling idiot because I don't explain things very well sometimes. So I painted both of these surfaces with plaster chalk paste. I did faux stain this with the Waverly Antiquing Wax. This is just a plaque surface that I purchased at Walmart. So I faux stained this one. I painted both of them with chalk paint. I gave this one a good distressing. So those are ready to go, but after you paint your surface, or if you want to use just a blank surface, I think this one, did I determine it's going to fit? Or am I going to use the stocking? Let's use the stocking. So what I'm going to do next is just cut out my design. Again, make sure if it has any text in it that you mirror the text so that it is not backwards after you transfer it. So I'm just going to cut around the image. The person that I got the tutorial from, Our Upcycled Life on YouTube, she does have an Etsy store, and she does sell images and printables that you can use for this. But any of I know, Bonita, you follow a lot of DIYers and makers, and I'm pretty sure some of them have printables. Those would work as well. I think it's supposed to be laser printed, but you could take them to like Pronto Print or probably even Copyco, as long as they're legit. You're not infringing on copyrights of anybody. They should be able to copy those for you. So I just have one of the 6x6 retired simple shapes. Again, your chalk spot surfaces would be perfect for this as well. You're just going to take some matte Mod Podge, and you're going to put the Mod Podge all over the front side of your image. And you want it to be laser based, because your inkjet images may run or bleed a little bit with the Mod Podge. I haven't tried it. I'm just going off of what I've heard. You want to make sure you coat all areas. Oops. Try not to do it too sloppy. And then you're just going to place it on your surface. Oops. Oop. You're just going to want to burnish it really well, get it flattened, get any wrinkles out. Make sure you have good adhesion with all of your layers. You don't want any bubbles. And while it's still wet, you want to, if you're going to use a scraper, ooh, that got a lot out. You want to be gentle so you don't tear your paper. You want to make sure your paper is flat against your surface. And then as that's drying, we're going to keep checking on it. So we're just going to let that one sit. And actually, the Our Upcycled Life, she lets her chalk paint cure for 24 hours. She also lets her Mod Podge dry for 24 hours, which these I did a couple of days ago, so we should be good to go. So these have dried, and hopefully they haven't been on there too long. Just going to pour a little tiny bit of water into this bowl. You could probably use a spray bottle too, but I don't know if you can get it too wet. So you're just going to dip any kind of rag into the water. So it's kind of like a temporary tattoo. So you're just going to get that wet. I'm just going to work in a small area, and then you're just going to take your finger and you're going to rub off that backing paper. So the paper essentially becomes the backer that you're removing. But you want to be careful not to take off too much, because you'll end up taking off your image. I can kind of see, maybe I didn't trim it enough. I can see where I didn't cut very well. Benita, oh my goodness. She says, this is awesome. So yeah, if you don't have a die cut machine, if you don't have any fancy tools, you can even do this with photos. Okay, let's keep going. It will wear your fingers out a little bit. I might try to use the rag. Let's see what that does. It's just with the rag, I can't feel if I'm getting too far. It does actually work easier with the rag. My arm's getting a workout. So think, how many times have you been to a thrift store and you've walked by like an ugly or not very eye-appealing wood surface or canvas or framed print? See, I took off a little bit more than I should have, but that's okay. Kind of adds to the aged look. So how many times have you walked by something that's hideously ugly at the thrift store? Or you go to Hobby Lobby and you find all those home decor pieces that aren't really your strong suit, but they're like $3. Buy those, fix the surface, paint it, and then apply this technique, and you've got a really cool surface. The only issue I have is that I can see I should have probably cut a little more toward the inside the image, and then I did. That probably where I didn't get a very good contact with my Mod Podge. I'm not sure I got all the paper off. I can still feel paper. But it's a really cool technique. So I've totally taken that from a piece of paper onto my little tag. I could re-release this as an upper body workout. Yes, I could. Okay, let's get this out of my way. And then we'll do the next one. Okay, I'm going to check this one, make sure it's all good. It still feels a little fuzzy. But yeah, there's still a lot of paper on there. But it's fun. Okay. But yeah, check what on Etsy with free with printables. They usually don't cost a whole lot. And like I said, that Our Upcycled Life has a bunch of printables. Okay, so now let's come do the Big Daddy. Let me get Anita asks, do you think you could take a heat tool and rush the drying? Other little short videos I watched, I bet you could. I don't think everybody waits the 24 hours. I think as long as it's dry, it should be okay. But maybe if you waited overnight, or I don't know, did it in the morning and then came back and did it later. I don't know if 24 hours is necessary. That's just kind of what she said. Let me use my fingers. I can kind of feel it a little easier. You know what? On this one, let's just try wetting it and see what happens. I'm not going to totally saturate it, but that might be easier than having a bowl of water that can be spilled. Speaking of, oh, I took off one of my stars. So there is a spot down here where I was watching a bubble over the last couple of days, so we'll have to see if that does anything. And like the star that kind of came off, I could probably just sand the rest of that one off, and then nobody will ever know it was a boo-boo. I'm just going to let that soak for a little bit. Yeah, I can tell there's going to be a spot there that doesn't transfer. Oh, there went my Y. I would start with small projects first, just so you can kind of get the hang of how much pressure and Mod Podge and it's still really fuzzy everywhere. I'll re-wet this again. Huh? The bubble area seems to be doing okay. This is worse than fabric strings, though. Stuff's everywhere. That's okay. And there went some of my S. I may have to fix the S. Some of it came off. It's still fuzzy in a few places. It works though. By golly. This would be really cute with some photos. I'm still getting paper off. This would be easy for kiddos to do. I'm going to figure out how to fix my S. Still a lot of fuzz right there. So little bits and pieces of my letters came off, but I'm going to go ahead try to get that one off. I don't know if I made it worse. Probably kind of made it worse. You're making it worse. I'm just going to since I made some little distress marks there, I'm just going to add a few more to make it look intentional. Not bad. I gotta figure out how to keep it from getting so fuzzy. You can kind of see it's kind of cloudy up here on my ends. I think there's probably still a bunch of paper on there. But I didn't want to press too hard because sometimes it comes off. Fun. Now let's, since Bonita asked, let's go ahead and experiment and see what would happen if we speed up the drying process. Let me get all this. Ugh. Put in my little dumpster. Okay, put that. Okay, so I have my quick dry tool. So we'll speed it up and we'll see what happens. I'm going to have to figure out how to fix that S, but I think it's pretty dry. Let's see. If all else fails, we'll just sand it off and do it again. Oh, well, now I have two boots. I forgot I did the boots. It doesn't seem to be affecting it any. Oops. There are a few little pieces coming off, but that might have been where I didn't have enough Mod Podge on there. I do think I like the spray bottle best, but it gets it good and saturated. Yeah, there are a few more parts coming off, so I would probably try to wait. I don't think you have to wait 24 hours. I bet if you waited just a couple of hours, you just want enough time for the toner in the laser prints to meld with the Mod Podge and then adhere to your surface. So yeah, there's more coming off, but if you like that look, see, it's very vintage. I've got pieces coming off of it. But that might be a look you like. It actually definitely gives it more of a... The only thing is I can see, where my paper was. If you're going to do it, try to cut closer to your image, because you're going to see that line. So it just kind of depends on what look you're going for. This one just has that one little spot. And that's probably where I didn't Mod Podge very well. This one is definitely very vintage. It is coming apart. Grunge it up with dark wax. Yeah, we can do that. Let's give it a good sanding. Let me get all this junk up. I'm not very good at grunging, like grunging. But, ugh. Let's get my dumpster out. Okay, let's put that away. Okay. not. Let's give it a dry. There's still a bunch of paper on it because as it dried, it got super cloudy. But I think a lot of my image is coming off. Okay. Let's use a little nail file. Bonita says she's discovered that she really likes the grungy vintage look. I like it too. I'm just not very good at doing it. It usually ends up ugly. Trying to get some of this white off of the... Oops, got some of the bow. It's super cloudy now that it's dried. I'll have to keep perfecting it. And then this one is the chalk spot tag. This isn't wanting to come off in here. Ow. Arm hurts. Oh, that's going to be super ugly. I don't know if I made it better or worse. Okay, let's get one of these out. Get it all washed off. Let's get some of our Dixie Belle brown wax out and see what kind of literal damage we can do. Definitely get the edges. And then I'm going to try to come in where those spots are worn off. Benita says I'm doing great. Well, thank you. Kind of make it. Oops, maybe got a little too much going on. Kind of hoping that would be a little darker. I'm looking at my inks over there, seeing what I could do, but definitely start with a little tiny amount because this little bit goes a long way. You can add more, but it's hard to get it off. You're going to see my head, sorry. I'm going to reach. Oh. Oops. Okay, this one is ground espresso. I'm going to try to come in here. These may be dry, I don't know. Okay. corners a bit clean. Definitely looks aged. Okay. Put that back in there. Okie doke. I think, so that is what I wanted to share with you. So depending on what look you want, I may have to do some more sanding. This we did not let dry, and a lot of it came off, which is fine. Kind of depends on what look you're going for. So you don't have to paint the wood, but this was one of our simple surfaces, simple shapes, and so it already had kind of its own finish. So I will do the back side of these, probably add some embellishments, probably hang these, and then I thought I would put a bow on here. And then I got to figure out how to fix the S, but we'll make that work. So that was what I wanted to show you. It works great. It's easy. You just need some laser printed images. And again, you can take them to a local. If you buy some printables on Etsy, you could take them to a local print shop, I bet, and have them printed on laser quality. Or if you happen to have a laser at work, you could ask to purchase the prints that you copy there or print there. So there's our Mary. And again, I'll add a kind of a rag strip bow to the front, or a tassel up at the top, or a tassel. This one was our chalk spot tag. And then this one was our simple shape. And this one is the one that we forced dry. I would probably try to let it dry at least a couple hours. Otherwise, you'll probably rub off some of the image, unless that's what the look you're going for. I would recommend, of course, you're probably not going to be able to see it here, but like I can see, like I cut like right around here. So next time I need to cut closer to my image because I can see a line where my paper was cut. So that's would be my only thing I would do differently. So otherwise, it was fun. Jason says he loves them all. Okie doke, I'm going to hop off because I'm under an hour. I could put, let's see, Benita says you could put a candy cane to partially cover the part of the S that's missing on your sign. Yep. I think I'm going to just try to reprint it again and just cut off the S and stick it back down and see. I'll figure something out, or maybe try to paint match it. A piece of holly. Yeah. I think I'll just try to maybe either paint match it or something else. We'll see. I'll fix it somehow, or just keep it for myself. And I'm trying to get stuff done for my booth. But yeah, it was fun. I mean, for originally being a piece of paper, it's pretty darn cool. So I'm going to keep practicing, keep perfecting it, and we'll keep doing that from time to time. So if you happen to do that, I want to see your version. So either post it on my page and tag me, or post it on your page and tag me, or you can post it in the Crafty Lounge if you're part of that group. And if you're not, just type group in the comments and I will get you added. There are some questions that you have to answer first, but then I can get you added. All of the links are in the description, including the original tutorial that I followed. So make sure you check Our Upcycled Life on YouTube. She has a lot of great content. Anita, she's right up your alley. Now you wish you had a laser printer. I bet Copyco or Prontoprint would do it. Or find a friend with a laser printer at home, at work. I don't know. I just paid for mine at work. With that, I'm going to go ahead and hop off. I have some more great ideas for Friday or for the weekend. I think we're going to play with Shrinky-Dinks, so be watching for that. Thanks so much for hanging out with me this evening. Have a great rest of your week, and I will see you in my next video. Thanks for watching.